Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I have read the discussions so far on today's e-conference session 1 on energy and environment, and I really enjoyed it. Many of you are the experts, actually know much more on a range of issues than I do. So I just want to kind of joining in to respond to a number of questions that's been raised and discussed so far. The first point is actually interestingly raised by Duane Bratt regarding the, very rightly, the interconnection between domestic politics and international politics regarding energy and environmental policies. What I want to add on to that dynamic, as Duane actually already implied, there's also a dynamic within Canada at the federal and provincial levels. So how do we coordinate the federal and provincial policies? Well, you have the implications that in Alberta's provincial politics, you have a Wild-Rose alliance now rising rapidly, may eventually defeat the Tories in the next election. But Wild-Rose alliance basically is putting on us doubt on the science of the climate change. So you have a very complex situation other than the domestic and international dimension, federal versus provincial dimension. You also have the private sector versus the public sector dimension. So the public may be more eager to do environmentally friendly works, but the oil sector and private sector may be a little bit more resistant. So interestingly, if that is the case, all these three set of interactions are mixed together, and you may have perceived losers, say private corporations, on a strong advocate of federal or international policies on environment. We will end up having the right wing or Wild-Rose alliance putting out a government and more in favor of the private sector. So they become kind of domestic, provincial level winners, while maybe in other levels they're losers. So that's we can explore further. The second point actually is raised by Margaret Carnish, who has been doing excellent work with CIC and then research in China. Margaret raises a very good point in terms of diversification. That is, maybe not necessarily how we diversify of our energy sector into other markets, but Margaret raises the issue of the necessity and the logic behind that diversification. Look, I mean, we have a situation in North America that the energy sector and as a market is very integrated. And so far what we're into is that we ship the basic crude oil via pipelines, primarily from western part of Canada, go south, and then the US puts the refinery in the value added. But potentially a good diversification to Asia not only add markets for our stability of exports, but also, very importantly, Asian investments, Chinese, Japanese, the Koreans, the Taiwanese, adding refinery capacities and other kind of investment in Canada will add the value-added contents to the Canadian energy sectors, and therefore create more jobs and more wealth here in Canada. So finally, the policy implications of all this is that we should not simply just ally ourselves, I think, with the US environmental policies, as most of you have voted, but rather we should coordinate with the United States. US policies change all the time. Bush administration, Obama administration is not quite the same. But if we coordinate with the United States, we have no choice, we have to. But yet, Canada as an exporter, US as an importer, so we have many, many differences, but a better coordination with the United States and in dealing with this range of issues may actually position Canada a lot better for a sustainable future. So let me just stop there, and I will read more and join you a bit later. Thank you.